Deputy Pittman, you pulled in as part of your scrutiny panel, Home Affairs scrutiny panel, the Minister for Home Affairs, Ian Lamarcott, to discuss P30, the appointment of David Walkup as a Chief Police Officer the other day. Can you tell us something about that?
Well, we came to that decision because we found it was, to be honest, quite inappropriate that this should go forward until the ground power suspension is finalised and it's made public. We felt very much that appearances were really important, and as I've said before, if there isn't a conspiracy, unfortunately some of the actions have gone a very long way to making people think there is a conspiracy. So we needed to put this to the Minister and see what he felt. Would he be willing to delay until this process was concluded? And that's where we began. Okay,
and it appears he is going to delay. He is going to delay P30 until this investigation has finished with Brian Napier. Is that right?
Well, he's willing to delay, it seems, but only to the end of May. Now, we wanted it delayed until, as I said, the whole process is concluded. From what Senator Lamarcott said, that could take a year or years, which clearly is not acceptable, I don't think. So it's not a satisfactory situation that we're left in.
Okay, now he's said recently on a local blog site, Tony's Musings, that he wants to bring into the public domain and to the attention of states members as much information as possible for you to vote on David Walkup or not. And he mentioned the Metropolitan Police report and the Wiltshire report. But he didn't mention ACPO 1, ACPO 2, ACPO 3, ACPO 4. He didn't mention the judicial review, where the Royal Court was critical of the process by Andrew Lewis, among others, in suspending ground power. So aren't you going to want all of that stuff as well as the Wiltshire report?
Well, that's the key to the whole thing. You know, we can't have partial evidence. Scrutiny is about being objective, it's about collecting evidence and making a decision. It's no good to me if you can say, I can see A, but I can't see B or C. I think we need to see it all. And that's really something that arose from that scrutiny hearing, when it seemed that although we were a scrutiny panel and we'd called him, which is our remit, he made a quite shocking statement to me when he said that he couldn't say too much because he wanted to give a journalist from the Jersey Evening Post a scoop.
Well, that is the I've got a scoop. It just dumbfounded, I know, a lot of the members of the public, because there was a lot of members of the public there. There's a lot of interest in this, and this is where I've been a critic of the process of scrutiny, and I think I could be justified by that with this comment, because Senator Lamarcott didn't want to talk to the scrutiny panel about the Wiltshire report because he had promised a scoop to the Jersey Evening Post. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it?
Well, to me, I mean, to be honest, it almost bypassed us because you just wouldn't expect to hear it. You know, one of the things that the suspended police chief has obviously been criticised, and his former deputy, was apparently portraying things incorrectly to the media. Yet here we see a minister who's going to have the final say on Mr. Power. Here, he is saying you can't say too much to us. That's the way we interpreted it, because he's going to give a scoop to a journalist. That cannot be right, I think. And I have to say, for me, this has always been about process. I've got no axe to grind with anyone. It's been about process and whether that's been done correctly. And yet, here we see a situation where a minister, I think, is either being naive, or some would probably say very foolish. How can we not be, as the state's members, how can we not be party to information, yet he's going to give a scoop to a journalist?